welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys this dress I'm making for a client. So basically what you're going to do is we are going to be cutting the high-low skirt part first. That's the bottom part first. So basically how you're going to calculate this is just to your half length. So you're going to measure how the longest part you want yours to be. Her own, she wants it to be up to like a long dress, right? So which is 59. That's her shoulder to the length she wants is 59. So guys, this person wants her dress to be 59. I'm going to subtract her half length, which is 20 from it. So I'm going to have the bottom. So that means that's her shoulder to waist is 20. So that means the bottom of this dress is going to be 39, because 39 is going to be her shoulder. This is her shoulder to waist subtracted from the full length of the dress, which is 39. I'm using the part of the dress that is longer because it's high-low. I can't use the lower part. I'm going to use the higher part. That's the part that goes the longest part. So, and then after, once you get that, you're going to calculate from this. Now you're going to calculate. So that means the bottom of my flay is going to be 39. So from this 39, you're going to calculate what you want your flay to be. So I want her gather, the gather part of the flay, right? Because remember, there's a circle skirt and there's a gather at the end. So that gather, I want the length to be 10. So minus 10, I'm going to have 29 to work with, right? So I'm working with 29 now. So that means the circle I'm going to be cutting will be 29. But remember, the length of the circle is going to be 29. But to this 29, I need to add +1 because I need half an inch to join the top of it to the body of this dress and half an inch to join the end of it to the gather that I'm going to be pleating at the end. So in total, the length of my flay is going to be 30. The length of the circle flay is going to be 30. So now the next thing you're going to do, since it has a pocket, remember it has 2 pockets at the side and 1 zip at the center back. So that means you need 2 inches for each of the seam allowance on the side, 2 inches on the right, 2 inches on the left. So that's 4 inches, and then 2 inches at the center back. So that's 6 inches. So you're going to add to her waist measurement, which is 40. Round about her waist is 40 plus 6 is 46. So whatever your waist is, which her own is 40, you're going to add 6 inches to it. That is if you want pocket. If you don't want pocket, just add the 2 inches for your zipper and skip the extra 4 inches. The extra 4 inches is just 2 inches on both sides for the pocket. So now this 46, now I'm going to just use it as the total waist. So what I'm going to do is this 46, I'm going to divide it by a constant for everybody to cut half a circle, because I'm not going to cut it as full circle. It's half a circle, which is going to be 46 divided by 3.14, right? So this 3.14, if I divide it, I'm going to get 14.6. So this 14.6 now, I'm going to add it to this 30. You're going to add it to the length. This will help you know how much you're going to fold the fabric. So we've calculated how we are going to get the length. Now we've calculated how we are going to get the width you're working with. So I'm going to take that 30 that I got after calculating on this side, add it to this 14. So now what I'm going to be working with is actually 44.6. So now what you have to do is to make sure that you fold your fabric into make sure you have that 44.6. So you know 1 yard is about 36. So I make sure to measure 44 and make sure that on a fold my fabric can cut 44. So I put my tape here. This fabric is folded into 2. If I open it now, you'll see this is the folded part. It's folded just into 2, and then I measured it down to make sure that I can fit in 44 here. 44 can fit in here, 44.5 at least, you see. So now what I'm going to do, and you know already Akara by length is about 46, so this will still fit in. So it's actually 45 on this side, right? You see 45. So that will be enough to do what I need. So now we are going to start to insert our measurement. So the first measurement of cutting this circle is to take that first measurement you got. That's after dividing your waist by your waist measurement plus 6 divided by 3.14, because we are using pockets, right? I'm going to mark that. So for me, that's 14.6. I'm going to go ahead and mark it. So place my tape here and mark 14.6 all the way to the end. So guys, you see, I've gone ahead and marked the 14.5, which was the waist measurement divided by the waist measurement plus 6 divided by 3.14 on a folded fabric marked it. Now the next thing I did was to add the length of the dress, which was that 30 that we got, right? The 30 that we got, and then the total, add it to that 14.6, add that to it. So what we're working with is 44.6, right? You go ahead and just mark it also, because that's going to be the body of the skirt. This part you're going to cut off as the waist. This part is the body of the skirt part, right? And this center part now, if you measure it, you see that what you have is actually that 30 inches. You see, from this point to this point is actually the body of the skirt, which is the 30. But like I said, this is going to be a high-low, and for the high-low, this part here that already has the slit is going to be the center back, right? And then this part with the fold is going to be the center front. The part with the opening is the center back. The side, this part here is going to be the center front. Let me just cut this out so I don't confuse you guys. So you see, I'm going to cut this part out now so that you know that this is actually the waist of her skirt. But like I said, we added extra 6 inches here because we need 2 inches for the center back, which is this opening here. And then opposite of the center back will be the center front, which is here. But somewhere in between here, we are going to cut it open for the pocket. Remember, we are going to have one center front and 2 pieces at the back. But in between here, there will be something like the pocket. Let me just rule a random line just so you guys will know. So somewhere here now, we are going to have the pockets coming in here, right? If you can imagine it, this is going to be the front, and then the person is inside of it. This is the one side of the pocket, the other side of the pocket, the center back with the zip, your center front. But this center front is supposed to have a shortened by 9 inches because the person wants the front to be shorter by 9 inches. So we are going to be cutting it here. So what I'm going to do is, since this is the center front, I'm going to go up here by 9 inches and cut it and blend it into this line. So what I'm going to do is to measure from this end now up to 9. So guys, you see, I came up here by 9 inches. From here to here, 9 inches in between. And then I made sure to, once I mark the 9 inches at this spot, guys, you're going to take your chalk and just try to blend in, find the perfect blend for the line, right? I tried to blend in mine into this side, moving towards the back. So this will save me this bottom fabric now. Instead of going ahead to cut this full circle, and then after cutting the full circle, I'll then go back again and start to cut this piece off. But now, see how I'm going to cut mine. This part is still my fabric. I'm just going to, I can even take from here to make a sleeve. But then, I just have to cut my half part here. Go from here. Because I already marked where my full circle should be. You see? And then you go round to the back. Towards the back, we are still maintaining the 44. Because remember, you're still going to, after cutting that waist part out, you placed your ruler and marked the 44 or whatever measurement you had. Mark it again all the way around to form that full circle before you now come and mark this part out. So that's basically it now. You see, I've cut it off. So this is my high-low. So let me notch this center so that I can be able to fold it into 2 this way. You see, high-low. The back is longer, the front is lower. The side is now here. So I'm just going to move it away 1 inch from the back. Because remember, there's still 1 inch of zipper allowance from the center back, which is here. And then I'm going to split it open here and know that this is going to be the side. Make sure to leave the 1 inch for your zip. Right? I've left it here. Make sure it's 1 inch because that's what you made room for. And now you can go ahead and cut on this space here. This is now actually the half of the skirt. So now I'm going to split this part open for the side pocket. But if you're not using pocket, you can skip this part. There's no need for it. So now cut this out. You have one front piece which is on a fold, and then 2 back pieces. My pocket is going to fit in somewhere around here at the waist, and then my zip for the back is going to fit in here. So I'm going to go ahead now and couple this together, put in my pocket and everything, and then I'll bring it back. Guys, to put in a pocket is very easy. It's just cut out maybe something rectangular fabric and sew one side of it on this side, one side of it on this side, and sew it close. I'm just going to make that now and bring mine back. So guys, this is it here. I've gone ahead and added this thing here, the ruffle, and like as you can see, I cut the side and then I joined in a opening for the pocket here. But on this side, I've already used lining to make a pocket here. So basically, you sew one side to the lining and the other side to the lining, and then you've made your pocket. I'm going to link how to put in a pocket, but basically, this is the body of the dress. And if I turn the back, you see the zipper. You see, this is the center back with the zipper allowance that will join to the top bodies now. You see, there's a center zipper here. The ruffle goes all the way to the bottom. Then there's a pocket on both sides, right? Which is the extra 6 inches that we added. So that's basically it for this bottom part. If you're wondering the length I use for the bottom, it depends on you. Like I said, you are going to take your total length and then you subtract the body of this dress from it, and then whatever is left is what you use as your ruffle. Like I said, I wanted to use 10 inches for my ruffle, but then you're going to add 1.5 to it, 1 inch of folding this edge here and half an inch of joining it to the body. So that's basically it. So now let's move over to the top part. And then the next thing you're going to do is just to cut, mark a basic body. This is what I'm going to use here, guys. Just go in, add the person's shoulder divided by 2. So her shoulder is 16, divided by 2 is 8. Mark 1 inch of shoulder slope, insert their armhole divided by 2. For me, that's about 9.5, somewhere here. Connect the 2 lines together, give it a curve. Like I said, this fabric is already folded into 2, and then I have the second one at the back, which is also folded into 2, but the one at the back has extra like 1.5 for the zipper. And then the width of this fabric is just the bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch. And then you're going to come down to the waist, divide her waist measurement by 4, whatever you get. So the waist I'm working with is 40, divided by 4 is going to be 10 plus extra 2 inches for the darting, and then the side seam allowance. Connect it to the bust, the bust to the waist, and then you're going to mark her nipple to nipple measurement is about almost 10 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark it. And guys, our skirt doesn't have any dart because it's a circle skirt. If you want, you can use the A-line method for this. If you're trying to manage your fabric, you can use A-line. If you want, you can use circle. I just decided to use the circle method because I feel like that's what they used in the video, half a circle method. So basically, now I've notched where my dart is going to be. You're also going to measure from your shoulder to the nipple. So for her, the shoulder to nipple line is going to be about somewhere here at 13. So meaning my dart is going to stop at 12, 1 inch before your nipple. That's how where your dart is going to stop for the front. But the one at the back is going to go all the way to the chest line. So you're going to mark half an inch on both sides. So this is my dart, and now it's going to be on the 2 sides of the front and the 2 sides of the back. So I'm going to just go ahead now. Before I even split this open, let me go ahead and finish up the neckline. So just a basic neckline is what I'm going to give it here. The whole design is just at the back. So I'm going to just mark 3 inches of neck width, connect the shoulder slope, and then mark 1 inch of shoulder slope here, just so that I can figure out where the notch is. Cut this out, cut this out, cut the shoulder slope. And then for the back now, all I have to do is just to mark this point here. This point is what I need, and then I'm going to measure out where I want the back to stop. So if you want, you can use the chest line, which is also the same line as the armhole, or you can measure on the person where they want the back to stop. So guys, now I've marked it. For her is 9 inches, so I've marked that here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So she wants it just above her bra, so that's 9. I'm gonna ahead and cut it. And for this back, I need to use bias to turn this over. If not, because I can't use I need to use lining to turn this over because I can't use bias here. So after that, I'm going to split it open, and like I said, I'm going to have a dart somewhere here that we marked. And like we always do here, you go up 1 inch at the center back just to help your zip relax better, and then you blend it into this side seam this way. This is just so that the zip will not bulge a lot at all. So you're going to cut this part out now, and then you know that this is the center back, and then I'm going to turn it over with bias, and then this is my armhole. And then for the sleeve, guys, it depends on you what you want. Her fabric is almost finished, so I've already gone ahead and used the scrap from her fabric to make a loop for the elastic. She doesn't want her sleeve too long, she wants it at least 8 inches, so that's even better because the fabric is almost finished. So what I'm going to do now is just to mark 4 inches of cap height. It depends on you the type of sleeve you want to use here, but this is just basically a puffy sleeve that has elastic at the end. So basically you're going to mark that, come down 4 inches, and then you're going to mark their armhole on that same line, connect it this way, find halfway through that line. Just a basic sleeve is what I'm going to mark here, a basic sleeve. If you want to add puffiness to the top of your own, you can do that, but I'm just going to do a basic sleeve here and then use elastic at the end. So I'm going to find halfway through this, give it a curve above and then a curve below, and that's basically it. I'm going to leave it straight the way it is because I already made the loop for the elastic, which will pull it together this way, and then I'll attach the sleeve to cut this part out, and then I'm going to attach it to the body of my, you see, so this is going to fit in, sorry, not here, this is the neckline, this is going to fit in on this side of my sleeve like this. So I'm going to go ahead now, use lining to turn this over, and then I'm going to bring it back so you guys will see what it looks like before I join it to the body of the dress. So guys, I've gone ahead and coupled the whole thing together. So basically this dress is just you can use an A-line or a circle bottom, use a basic bodice for it, and then attach any sleeve you want, but it's just an ordinary sleeve with puffy with elastic at the end. And then for the bottom part, you just add gather to the end, cut it high low. If you decided to use an A-line skirt for yours, you just have to cut the front a little bit shorter to blend it into the back. So that's basically what this dress is. And then for the back, it depends on you how low you want yours to be. You see, I cut her on this way, and then about 9 inches because she doesn't want her bra to show, but you can always bring yours down a little bit more. And then inside of the lining, before I finished up the lining, I insert this tie on it, but if you want, you can just sew the tie on top, and then it's going to be here like this. It's going to be tied at the back of the neck, just like this. This is just an ordinary strap, and then you put in your zip using the zip allowance you left on the bodice and the zip allowance you left on the body of the skirt. So that is basically what this is. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.